The New England Patriots just got done spending a ton of money in the offseason following an abysmal season. One that was expected, mind you, but an abysmal season nonetheless. That one that was so bad that it actually got first-time head coach Jeromepkr, longtime Patriot, fired after just one season. A guy that they wanted to keep so badly, they kind of jumped the gun a little bit and gave him the head coaching position before he was maybe even a little ready, but at the end of the day, it was just not the season they were wanting, and there was arguments that the locker room was lost early on, and it's just a really tough start and just season in general from the Patriots, who you're obviously used to seeing win. It's been a while now since we've seen Tom Brady. There's one guy that might be able to turn them back into winners, though. Drake May didn't start the season, but absolutely finished pretty strong. Hopefully a lot to build on there. Big position problems on this offensive side of the ball. Offensive line, one of the worst in the league. Don't know if signing guys like Morgan Moses and Garrett Bradbury are going to fix it. I don't even know if I would say that they're much of improvements, but I guess with what they had, you can't really go wrong. Definitely need to still pump more draft capital, something into this offensive line. I know Trey Smith not being a free agent definitely hurt them. Thoughts of maybe bringing Joe Thuney back? I mean, it's obviously too late for that now, but why not? I don't know if there was ever thoughts of that, but that would be something that I would have definitely considered if I was the Patriots. Then, of course, you have wide receiver problems. Not really a great unit. In general, injuries a problem as well for this squad. But Stefon Diggs, speaking of, no stranger to injuries, at least last season, added him, big name to get, 3-year, $69 million deal, which honestly, yes, I get it. He's at the end of his career, and he's slowing down, and once again, that injury is pretty big, but not a terrible contract considering what's, the money we're seeing some of these guys get. Ramondre Stevenson, it's hard to judge him because he's made some really impressive plays over the last few years, but at the same time, doesn't look great. But behind that line, I don't think there's many people that would look great, right? So we'll have to see if they can improve this offensive line, or if they're just going to be like, okay, let's just go for a different type of back, somebody that can just make plays for us rather than have to kind of depend on blocking, which, to be fair, what running back doesn't need to depend on a little bit of blocking? Of course, the defensive side of the ball. This side of the ball I'm definitely not as worried about for the Patriots. A pretty good unit as is. And then you had big names like Milton Williams, Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, of course, Harold Landry, who, yes, pass rush win rate didn't look great last year. It was actually so far from great that I'm pretty sure he was actually dead last in kind of eligible starting pass rushers from the edge, pass rush win rate. But pretty good run defense grade, which kind of tells me maybe it's not necessarily Harold Landry slowing down or not playing well, but more just the way they used him. I heard a lot of talking about he can set the edge, he just can't really beat the tackles, and he always had help from the interior being really good. Well, Milton Williams was one of the best interior guys last year in general, and Barmore, while hurt, the year before was really good. So this is a real sleeper unit, honestly, especially from the inside from the Patriots team. Would still love to see them grab edge. I don't see how they would pass on Abdul Carter if he's there, so probably going to be the route we go. Obviously, though, even though I'm kind of praising this defense and praising the team in general, for real life, Madden, there's worries, right? We're going to talk about Madden real quick before we head into the draft straight up. O-line. I need to replace no less than 4 players. Left tackle through center, right tackle. All guys that have reached their limit of progressing, only going to regress. Onwenu, probably on that list too, but he's at least a little more solidified. Hunter Henry, a guy, in real life, he's actually been pretty good. He's also sort of getting that injury thing fixed a little bit. In-game, absolutely need to replace him. He's always a backup because he's just a mentor type at that point. Regress is really hard early on. Wide receivers, we could definitely add a guy, but I'm not too worried about this compared to the other positions. Running back for sure at some point. I think, Stevenson's 27 already. 27 years old at 80 overall. He's going to regress even harder. Then, of course, back to the defensive side of the ball. Strong safety, both inside linebackers, right outside linebacker, maybe even Landry, because I'm going to have to put him back at star. I should have done that before this. He's only superstar because of the sim I had here, 13.5 sacks. But he will be back at star, so we'll need to replace him. IDL 1 for sure, and then Barmore maybe even had a great year in 2023, but his overall is not that great here. He's a 26-year-old, so we'll see what happens there. Corner 2 potentially, but 85 overall is not bad for Carlton Davis. Either way, there's worse teams that you could be rebuilding in the top 5. I'll tell you that much. At least we got a quarterback. Let's see what happens, though. Can we win a Super Bowl or not? Also, while you're down in the comment section below telling me what team you'd like to see next, maybe a Russell Wilson New York Giants rebuild, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. means a ton, helps out a lot, and we do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel, so I think you'd like it here. And shout out to all of you guys that have already been subscribed. Regardless, let's get into this draft where we might be pretty predictable, assuming we're allowed to, because, of course, Abdul Carter could be gone. Also, SGR has finished his final draft class for Madden 25, I believe. SGR 2025 DC Final is going to be the class you are going to follow if you want to use the class that we're using here today. I think all of this is just bugged out because I'd imagine by now there's more than 0 downloads, considering I personally have downloaded it. So check it out, and if you end up enjoying it, and he actually has a YouTube channel, so check him out on YouTube as well. But yeah, this is the updated class, if you will. I have done my little scoutages, and yeah, everything's looking a bit more updated. The combine stuff is looking a little bit better, and yeah, let me know what you guys think, and let him know what you think as well. This should be the class we use for the rest, I guess not really the rest of Madden, but really the rest of March and April, I suppose, till the draft is officially here. All right, we're in the draft. I'm thinking we're either going edge at 4 or trading down to like middle of the draft and grabbing wide receiver. That's the plan. I could go O-line, but for Madden-wise, I don't love it. Pick 3 overall if it's Michael Williams, dude. They actually go O-line. All right, Giants getting crazy with it. Probably should just force the QB, to be honest, but yeah, pick 4 overall. If you got, Genty could be interesting too. I've not seen that, really, from any sort of mock draft, but if you're really trying to get a playmaker at that running back position, which, this team really could use, I wouldn't hate it, but I think Abdul Carter is just way, especially with the team's needs, is just way too good to pass on. And honestly, you can start right away. Apparently not having surgery, so that's pretty cool. 89 speed, hidden depth, just an obvious clean pick. Will he be here at 4, though? That's the question. He could easily be gone 1 overall. We really just don't know. Probably not. Probably going to be Cam Ward, but you just don't know. Would not surprise me to see him in the top 3. And we've already got some issues in the class. Not that it's his fault. He's got Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's black. Okay, fair enough. It's 2025 at this rate. I don't know what's possible or what's not possible anymore. But, he's white again. Shape shifter. Damn, that's got to increase your draft stock. But he's got him at 11. I took a look at, the top 10, top 15, just to see kind of where we're at. He had him at 11, so I think I'm A-Man Worry at 25, 26. I looked at the first round just to, we kind of know what guys are kind of projected to go where, and he's got those guys up there. It's just, he's, for some reason, they just are still there. Now, as far as who is here and who I would be willing to take, I'm willing to take E-Man Worry and Starks. I think, pick 4 overall is still pretty high. You could see those guys easily falling into the start of the second. They're late first, early second type guys. Could go higher, could go, like I said, later than that first. Landon Jackson and Ewers at 35. Interesting. But, I'm willing to take both of those guys. The problem is I'm kind of liking the idea of running back, and there's been, talks about Henderson Hampton kind of moving up higher and higher, but I easily can make the argument of either one of them being here, so it's going to be tough on me not to take one of these running backs. While we don't necessarily have the biggest need at safety either, I could also, this would be a great draft pick to go safety and just be happy with it. And I really don't want to do this move, but I think the realism is speaking to me. We need to go tackle Josh Connerly, high second. Normal dev. I'm forcing that to hit it, dude. That's a joke. Okay, I'm sorry, but no. EA gave pretty much everyone in the first 90 picks hidden dev last year, even O-line, basically O-line specifically. They gave a lot of linemen hidden dev early on, and if Connerly's not a star dev, that's harsh. Let's go to the 3rd round. What do we got for ourselves? Might just have to bump all the linemen in. Okay, this is, once again, not his fault. Not as he's got E-Man Warren Starks as a late first rounders. What can you do at that point? Obviously, I'm going to pass on them. They're not going to be here in the 3rd round, dude. Brian Branch was one thing because, this athleticism wasn't the best, I suppose. But, these two guys have no issues with athleticism. So that's just, I don't know about that. And again, I don't love the move, but I'm going realism. Jonah Savanaya is going to be our pick here in the 3rd round. 107 true. Also normal dev. Fantastic. There's 5 people that are hidden dev on the O-line. I'm not really sure why anyone would ever draft O-line in a user class. It's just every O-line class, every time. Even if it's a weak class, all right, just force some stars in there. Even EA did it last year. I mean, pretty much everyone was star, and like I said. But do we have an option at running back is the question. I'd like to go running back here. At the same time, though, Stevenson's probably going to be the starter anyway, so it's probably irrelevant. And I think we're going to be trading down to the 5th round in this one. Might go for some O-linemen early 5th. We are getting an offer for a 4th next year, or a 3rd next year, from multiple different teams, which definitely intrigues me a little bit. I'm going to take that offer, a 3rd next year. I mean, we're still rebuilding no matter how well we do this draft. A 3rd next year is hard to pass on. That the Vikings could be, especially with McCarthy starting, a top 15 draft pick. That is pretty massive. I think that's just worth it. Here we are in the 5th round now. Let's see what we got. Got some running back options. Thornton could go for another fast, tall Thornton to join the Patriots. We have Nick Martin, who's pretty damn fast. Don't really know if I need a linebacker just yet. We got 280 overalls, veteran types. Not really easy to get them off their starting spots, even though they're definitely on the older side. Do we go with a running back? I mean, we could go Hunter. Jarquez Hunter. I don't hate the speed. The size is decent. I'm going to go Jarquez Hunter here, I think. 76 true talent, normal dev, but maybe some potential. And, of course, the classic Elijah Clark. A little bit more of a corner here than a safety with that zone coverage. A couple of 6th round offers, again, going a round up following this year. We'll go with the rate. Actually, that was a 2027, wasn't it? I just got scammed. Another classic, Pat Bryant. Or look at the draft recap. Oh my God, it's horrible. 70 overall. I'm going to put him at left tackle. I'm going to force him to star. Savanaya, I mean, I really should be forcing him to star too, but I'll allow, I guess. But Connolly should be star. He's late 1st, early 2nd projected. He's going to be star dev in Madden, assuming he goes around that projection. Abdul Carter, insane finesse, super athlete, great block shed. Going to be putting him at right outside linebacker, I believe. Definitely a weird scheme, though, so we might end up changing some things up. Superstar dev. Of course, we already seen Connolly. Actually looks pretty good. And then Savanaya, the right guard, actually fits at right guard. Is going to keep him at right guard. He really should be hidden as well, but, we're going to just allow it this time. Normal dev for him. And then we have Jarquez Hunter. What overall is he? 71 overall. Fair enough. Pretty damn fast. Good power back ability. Kind of want to start him. And then the rest, we've seen these 2 guys. Maybe a little different in athleticism. We've seen these 2 guys a million different times. All right, here we are for the Season 1 team. Man, it is not looking great here. We got a brand new left tackle in Connerly. I could easily have made the argument to make him a star dev player, but he's just going to be normal dev. Bradbury at center, Onwenu at right guard, and then Moses at right tackle. Receiving options, still looking a little mid. Stevenson's going to get the start because he's still the best running back we've got. Defense, all-star plus, though, which is pretty sick. The problem is, 80% of them need to be replaced within a few years because they're old. But Carter, obviously the future of this team with Gonzalez back there. This is the year 1 squad. What can we expect? Steelers defense, just to have a straight up, we know what we're doing with our edge rushers. We're not going to be dropping guys crazy mixing things up, and I don't want that, all right? I don't want a Carter to have 4 interceptions by the end of the year because he dropped back 70% of the snaps. I don't want anything insane going on. We're going to go with the Patriots offense for a little bit. If it gets bad, we're going straight to one of the good playbooks. We have seen some of these rebuilds go completely upside down because the playbooks don't allow for it. We have a 95 overall team that can't even win a playoff game. It's literally happened to us, so schemes matter that much. We're going to see. Maybe the Patriots scheme is all that. Having a pretty tough start to the season. Don't have a lot of money either. Marcus Jones as a slot player. He's not terrible. So we'll do a 2-year. What was it? 9. Bentley, 29 years old. I don't know. Cole Strange. Yeah, no. Not a bad pass blocker, I suppose, but no. We're not doing that. At least we don't have to pay anybody just now, right? We have Gonzalez, but that's really about it. And unfortunately, 5-12 season. Crazy enough, at 2-9, I actually went with the Packers scheme, which is kind of the scheme I consider to be, decent. Didn't change a thing. I mean, I guess right at the end, but that's not when I changed to it. So maybe it just took a while to change that scheme, but yeah, not great. Ewers, however, great season. Drake May, 25 to 15, 35.5, 5 is not terrible after, a rookie season where he didn't fully play. Stevenson, though, yeah, we need a running back badly. Polk, 997 with 12 touchdowns. Douglas, 915 with 3 touchdowns. And then Diggs, nowhere near the yards per catch the other guys put up. About the same receiving receptions and just didn't play as well, simply put. As far as the offensive line goes, I don't want to talk about it. Defensively, however, the edge went ham. Landry's a superstar. Carter's already a superstar. What a year for the edge. I am shocked by that, genuinely. Mapu decided to start him. 4 interceptions. Great stuff there. But, yeah, Landry, 16.5, 11.5 for Carter. I mean, Landry's only 29, right? I might bump his rating a little bit here, dude. 81 overall. It's not terrible, to be fair, but, like, he just had 16.5 sacks. You're telling me he's only an 81 overall? They assigned him to a 3 or 45. That would be a steal. That'd be a pure theft at that evaluation. He deserves better than that, I think, but whatever. I guess we'll just play it how it lies. I don't want to change too much, even though it's obviously the realistic thing to do. In a perfect world, I could look at, he won Defensive Player of the Year. He's got to be an 85 overall. I'm sorry. Carter wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Cam Ward wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And we see Landry, best linebacker. Carter at 3. This, okay. I can live with it. Some okay, numbers on offense with the wide receivers. And then really good numbers for the defense. The pass rush was awesome. And Mapu could be a superstar for all we know. 4 picks is not too easy to get. And for the Super Bowl, you have the Ravens and the Packers. Our Ravens rebuild we just did actually had us win the Super Bowl year 1. And no, it's the Packers. All right. Nowhere near as good as us. Let's take a look at the roster. DevUps. Polk doesn't go up. That is really tragic. 78 overall is good. But if he would have got to star, okay, we're talking. Very close, I imagine. I wish I would have shown how close he was again, that dev up. Then defensively, should see some dev ups. Landry goes to superstar, and then Carter goes to X Factor. Wow. Talk about a year 1. Talk about a year. He's insane. He's so good. He's already a top 5 edge rusher in the league. Top 10 probably, being maybe a little extra there. Landry gets back to superstar. He drops down in overall, mind you, at 30. I gotta do it, dude. He literally won Defensive Player of the Year and Linebacker of the Year, man. If he's not an 85 overall, who the hell is? I don't know, man. I feel wrong about it because it's like it is technically quote-unquote cheating, but the game just doesn't have anything built in to I'm just going to put him at 87 finesse. Whatever that brings him to, that it's not going to be close to 85 overall. That's fine. I think that's fair. 87 finesse puts him at 84. Fair enough. I think that's fair. 16.5 sacks, he deserves it. If he has a terrible season, I'll drop it down. Not that he'll need to, because it'll just regress naturally. He's already, regressing pretty hard. Mapu gets a superstar, but yeah, 77 overall. Still looking at safety as an option. I really wish we'd got that dev up to Jabril, because 86 overall, he's not going to hold that much longer. Barmore, however, very impressed here. 83 overall. Did not think he was going to get to this overall from where he was standing. 79 overall, I think he got to 80 because we moved to DT, but 3 overalls in a season at 26 years old, now 27. Not half bad, actually. And then Carlton Davis, 86 overall. Went up 1 point. Would love to see him get a dev up, but it's probably not going to happen. Fair enough. For a 5-12 team, we had a way better glow up than I thought we were going to. And Morgan Moses is already gone. Wow. Hopefully we got some free agents in there. $60 million. Who did we not pay? Gonzalez, 5th year. At this point, it's about the same. We might as well just re-sign him long-term when we get a chance. Bentley, we could do better at linebacker, but I also don't have that many draft picks. Oh, wow. He actually declined it. I was about to say, so I'll re-sign him, but no. He says no to us, unfortunately. Kicker wasn't actually even that bad, but what are you going to do? 2 year 3? Yeah, he doesn't even take it. A lot of money, though. $60 million. We're going to want to save at least 30, but we might be able to even save more. We just lost Morgan Moses as well. You think some money would come back there? I can't believe how much Duggar's being paid. Yeah, there's really actually no savings to be had, unfortunately. Free agency, what do we got? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's not looking great here. Joel Bitonio, Braden Smith, but that's a very expensive valuation to be grabbing him on. I also don't want to just have to get a guy through free agency either, or through the draft either at tackle. It's a tough position to develop. Do you put Onwenu back? I guess Onwenu back at tackle makes sense. And then we just do like a 1 year 18 on Batonio, who's still pretty good. 1 year 18. I don't think we're going to get him. We'll try, though. Doesn't want to join us. He's literally like, anyone at all. Anyone else in the league want to offer us. Anyone at all. Besides these two teams. And he doesn't join us. That's insane, dude. Oh, my God. It's just like, he just held out that long to just join the Commanders, who have 2 free agent linemen, by the way. And then a linebacker on top of it. What a disaster. $60 million, and for what? What can I actually do with it? What draft pick do we have at 5 and 12, by the way? What do we got? Pick 3. What do you do with pick 3? Wouldn't hate wide receiver. Polk had a good season, though, but Stefon Diggs is regressing, and I don't love it. I don't absolutely love it. He's not bad, though, still, but definitely need an option at some point. O-line for sure is a problem, but I don't think it's pick 3 overall problem unless there's just a guaranteed. If there's a guaranteed looking generational, okay, you've got me. I'm going to make the play. Corner's not that big of a need either. Yeah, I don't know what you do at 3 overall when you don't need edge or a quarterback. I guess we're just going to hope for a generational. All right, pick 3 overall. There's some decent players up here, but I just think, especially from a rebuild. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not think those guys are going to be that good. But from a long-term rebuild standpoint and not needing positions like quarterback, edge, even corner, realistically, a trade down makes the most sense. We have 2 top 5s. If we move this down to pick 18, we might be able to get enough draft capital to go to 19. I feel like we got scammed here, but based on the trades that they were offering us, yeah, this is a value. 3 veterans, a first-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a fifth-round pick, all evaluated at pick 3 overall, by the way. For pick 18, pick 50, and a first-round next year. I feel like we just got absolutely scammed. I don't want to lose them. I should trade up. 1 pick, don't. Oh, we got lucky. I was really thinking we should have traded up there. That's fine. We end up with Mr. Bonner, Aaron Bonner, wide receiver 2 automatically, 6'2", 22. Not the fastest, but he had a lot of A to C's. Looked good, top 5. Please be good. 3, which we could have taken him at 3. And Hidden Dev, not the fastest player, but we've basically just taken another Polk, but with actual potential. And there we go. I hate throwing away so much quantity, but we end up throwing that first-round pick that we traded down from 3 to get up to get this running back, Mr. Juan Barton. Not as fast as the other guy. I know he is fast. I'm thinking the other guy was a little bit faster, but get ourselves a power back, top 5, looking at 77 overall minimum, I would imagine. True Talent 1. Dev, Hidden Dev, win of a draft pick. We had ourselves a nice first round. Like, we need some linemen. We need at least 1. No, we need 2 linemen, actually. So, with that being said, I think you have to trade down. This is not a bad trade at all. Getting a 3rd next, a 4th this. Can use that 3rd next to move into the 3rd again if we wanted to. Is it going to be another lineman? It is another lineman. Our 3rd rounds, man, they're pretty killer. They're very good. If you had a team hitting as much as we did in the 3rd round, of course, they would trade down to the 3rd round every time. It's just not realistic to be that, strong in the 3rd round. Here we are, late 2nd, though. Probably willing to take somebody here. Need a safety, but who the hell do you choose? The problem, I don't know. That's the answer. What do you do here? You got 4 safeties. 2 of them are fast. Ladarius Best. I like that. Speed is too good to pass on. True Talent 18. Damn, normal Dev. He's got to start, though. Sorry, Marte. Pick 2 and 3 in this round, which is awesome. I think with this pick, we're going to have to go for a tight end. I think Riley was pretty good, right? Yeah, it's 6'5", great catch in traffic, great run blocking, very fast. Corey Riley, doesn't matter what his dev is, 85 true. But I'm glad it's hidden. That's a great pick. I wish that safety was hidden, to be honest. But that's fine. Good draft pick, nonetheless. Pick 3 in the 3rd. And even with those trade downs, I still don't feel like we have enough draft picks. Barn is going to be our guy here. Round 1, True Talent. We land at 22 true. Hendev, nice. He'll be our center, I think. On when he might make the move to tackle, though. All right, Ankrum, I believe, was the final player on the board here. Denard Ankrum, looking all right. 6'2". He might be actually the center. 50 True Talent. Hendev, nice. City and a 3rd for a 4th round pick. Obviously, that 3rd was next year. Believe it or not, all those trades we made, we actually still have a surplus. Next year, we have an extra 3rd, I believe. But with this draft pick, we are, I believe, going to be taking Parker Beckham Who knows? Honestly, who knows? True Talent 61? Damn. I still might start him, dude. I've seen some special things happen. Usually they're actually DTs, not like left end, right end, and 3-4, but I might have to take a start anyways. Just take a stab at it, as White really hasn't done much for us. Devron Bayless. We're going to be grabbing him. 4.26 40, 99 True Talent, normal dev, 99 speed, 98 excel, 99 agility. What did I like from him? C-man coverage. Pretty fast. That's going to be our guy. 120 true. Hidden dev gem. Honestly, I almost just completely overlooked him there. We'll take. I would have loved to see one of the other guys we drafted be hidden, but that's fine. Looking good. Pro Day 447 Saunders. I mean, just 7th rounder. Who cares? We'll take a backup. 148 true. Also hidden dev. Wow. Okay, this is one of the best 7th rounds we've had. I might have to go. Well, actually, not even might have to. I think I physically have to go kicker. We don't even have a kicker right now. And Haynes going to be our guy. Elite kick power, C accuracy. What are we looking at? 114 true. Another hidden dev. 96 kick power. 3 hidden devs in the 7th round. Boy, that was a draft class. If some of these guys could be Superstar Plus, I mean, this is one of those all-timers. I mean, this is definitely one of those. I mean, look at how good it was. 78-79. This draft class was unbelievable. Aaron Bonner, 89 speed, 93 excel, 95 spec. The potentials, they hit. Of course, it's a white dude, mind you. As the page, like, how many white wide receivers have we taken in the first round in general? Star Dev, wish it would have been a little bit better than that. But, of course, it's on the freaking Patriots, dude. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's just 83 or 11. I mean, what am I supposed to do? That's literally the two numbers they kind of showed me first. Barden, the number 30, 79 overall, 88 stiff arm. Very, very likely to also be Star Dev, but who knows? I've seen some superstars. Can we get lucky? Damn, we can't. Still a really good player, though. 79 overall. And then we have the strong safety. Even though he's normal dev, looks great. 75 overall. Dev wasn't the best. Lol, dude. 73 zone, 91 speed. I think he'll have to start. Just has the highest ceiling by far. Riley, only a 71 overall, but a hidden dev. Automatic tight end 1. I mean, I'm down. That's a great draft pick. See the dev. Superstar. We'll take. I kind of didn't want number 86, actually, but we are locked in now. Barnes, since we got to move everyone over anyways, you might as well take a look at the dev. Really good pass blocker. He'll be our right guard with Onwenu going to right tackle. Could get lucky here, too. No, we cannot, but still, good lineman. Then we have Ankrum, who will be our new center. Denard Ankrum, kind of rebuilding this offensive line from the ground up. Got a lot of youth going on here, but they're hidden dev, so that's fine. Dev star, you know, it's hard to get superstars. Very hard to do that. What else do we have? Middle linebacker, very raw, 70 overall, but fast, 6'3". I mean, he's got potential. Just needs rookie of the year, which is a lot of rookies in this team, so maybe not going to happen, but most of those rookies are on the offensive side of the ball, to be fair. Beckham, 72 overall. If not him, Beckham would be great. 81 finesse, though. Okay, he'll have to be our new, is it right end? I think it's right end. And then the rest doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll take a look at Dontrell Jackson. 71 man coverage. Very raw. Very, like, his zone coverage is terrible. This guy's going to be a backup at best. But it's a 4-year guy. You know, it's a 4-year corner. Super cheap contract. I would not trade him in. I definitely wouldn't. And then Saunders, 68 overall. Pretty raw as well. But elusive back. He's not terrible. Going to be another star dev. It's not going to really matter too much, but we'll take it. Mike Saunders, star dev, wearing number 20 is kind of cool. And then the kicker, don't even know what his overall is because he's hidden. 70 overall, pretty bad kick accuracy, but great kick power. 70 speed's good enough to get down there. And then the dev, likely star, and is. But what a draft class that was. That was fantastic. All right, this is what the team looks like for season number 2. This is going to be this first season where we're going to fully start another playbook that isn't the Patriots defense, Steelers all the way through as well. Usually things go a little bit better when you actually have the full season with that playbook. I don't know if they actually have something coded in smartly because it should work like that, right? When you guys actually commented that saying like, you know, if you switch playbooks and schemes and everything midway through the season, you'd be lucky to win a couple of games because it would be tough. It would definitely be tough, and it makes sense, but I really think it's just coincidence every time. I really don't think it's anything other than that. But yeah, a lot of blue. Blue is good, except for if, someone's being strangled. We've got a lot of blue here, a lot of hidden devs. 5 of them, to be exact, on the offensive side of the ball. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, 2 O-linemen. Could still improve, right? Left guard, right tackle, perhaps, but I don't hate it. I think it's good. Could need another wide receiver. Diggs is an 88 overall. It's only going to get worse from there. Defensively, not as much blue. Really not at all blue, other than our number 4 cornerback, Jackson. Carter, great glow up. Landry, yes, we bumped him a little bit, but superstar dev. Middle linebackers are hoping for Galloway to dev up with a Rookie of the Year. Maybe Beckham, maybe Best. If one of them wins Rookie of the Year, it's a win. But who knows? Those are tough positions to win with. It's not like an edge rusher. It's not like, a cornerback. Maybe, well, I guess middle linebacker's not too hard to get it with. But, yeah, it's really just not an edge rusher. Those are the guys that win Rookie of the Year the most commonly. 83 overall, I don't know what to think. 6 wins? 7 wins? I think that would be a good season for us. Could do better, though. $99 million. Christian Gonzalez, $20 million per. That is obviously just an easy clap. It's one of these Maddens. Well, to be fair, then it would require the game to actually have the correct salary caps every single season going up. But one of these Maddens are actually going to have like the proper values, like top 5, top 10 edge rushers are getting $35 million per. Top 5, top 10 corners are getting about $30 million per almost, and we're going to be cooked. But I will say at the same time, we've seen Aiden Hutchinson get $41 million per year offered. So some positions actually do have that value already kind of built in. Douglas, even if he's just a slot wide receiver for us forever, I'm down. $10 million per year for a great player, worth it. White, if it wasn't for how much he's getting paid, I would actually keep him as a backup, but that's way too much. Even on Wenu might be too much. We'll see how many sacks he's allowed. I do tend to kind of go away from our, common sense, which tells you don't pay for a player that's not that high of an overall and they're older, but when they actually don't allow sacks, but we'll have to see if that actually is the case. Moving back to tackle, he's been killing it. I mean, there's a good chance he gets this contract. If he does a 2-year right now, I'm going to just do it. Hey, everyone's happy. And if Mapu does a 2-year 12, I'm down too. Come on, Mapu. Is his name actually Marte Mapu? I always thought it was Marty Mapu, but it's Marte Mapu, I believe. So, I've only done a Patriots franchise. You'd think I would know by now. We had some crazy streaks in this one. We had a bunch of losses in the beginning. Then we had a bunch of wins. And then a bunch of losses again. The season ends up becoming a failure at 6-11. I mean, look at this. Win 1, lose 3. Win 4, lose 3. Win 1, lose 5. What are these win streaks and lose streaks? I mean, I wish we had more of those winning streaks, but those loss streaks were insane. I mean, can we have like a win, 2 losses, win, 2 losses, 2 wins, 4 losses? No. You are getting 4 losses in a row, maybe a win, and then a bunch of 4 losses again. Drake May, touchdown pick ratio, great yards, solid. Barden, rookie. I mean, he's supposed to be a guy that should just come out the gate looking like a god. Number 1 true talent in the entire draft, and yet he's mid? Okay, sure. Bonner, 20 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Love that. Diggs, pretty good, actually. Douglas, not so great, honestly. And then Riley. Of all the positions to be bad, though, the slot? Like, that's all Green Bay has is a bunch of slot wide receivers. Oh, shots fired at my team. Riley, 410 yards, 5 touchdowns. Connerly was terrible. Obviously, on when it was amazing. Everyone was pretty damn good, other than Connerly, who gave up 18 sacks. It's left tackle, I get it, but damn. That's tough. Edge rush, pass rush in general, the best the team has had. Terrible. Just terrible. Simply terrible. If Landry doesn't regress hard on his own, I'm going to have to regress him purposely. He just didn't play well and not deserving of that boost we gave him last year, apparently. Josh Allen, MVP. Disaster. Just a disaster. Rookie of the Year, offensively. Bonner number 1, Barden number 2, Riley number 3. Defense Rookie of the Year, Galloway. Everyone else kind of failed to get up there. I know they're in the top 10, but it's also pretty not that hard to be in the top 10 because a lot of these teams aren't even starting their rookies. That's how you win a lot of Rookie of the Year award wins, especially when you're the best wide receiver in general on the AFC side. But when you're a user team, because you're starting your rookies, a lot of times these guys don't start. Even with that first, what is it called, starter tag? It doesn't matter. Day 1 starter tag, a lot of times they still just override it and they just start whoever's better. So you win a lot of those because of that as well. That's why sometimes it feels like, wow, really? Did we deserve that? Well, yeah, there's only like 6 rookies starting. Everyone else is starting their veterans. The Cowboys in the Super Bowl, though, as much as they used to be a force in the Madden sim world, not right now as they're taking on the Bengals and will win 31-14. The Dallas Cowboys back on top of the football world. I mean, weirdly enough, I know it's going to sound like a hot take, but I weirdly enough kind of want that to happen. Weirdly enough. Only because we would all be once again united in a common goal of hating on the Cowboys. Like right now, it's like everyone's got a little bit of hate for the Chiefs, and there's a little bit of hate for the Eagles because they're fans at times. But, like America is best when America's hating on the Cowboys collectively, all right? I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. It's just a meme at this rate. I don't think most people even really care that much, but it's just a meme, and we all got to live the meme world. Diggs didn't really regress too hard. He actually went down 2 overalls. Bonner, though, the superstar, wide receiver of the year, offensive rookie of the year, all that good stuff. He's an 87 overall. He's looking great. Edelman, who? Of course, looking at the rest, 83 overall for Barden. That's 4 overalls up. Drake May, 87 overall up. Well, not up, but that's what his overall is now. Galloway, straight to superstar. We love to see that. Best, unfortunately, not going to go to star. Actually, only went 1 overall up. Let's actually take a look at what his regression looked like, because he must have regressed. Yeah, he regressed. But Galloway, 78 overall. We've seen better glow up overall-wise when you get one of those Rookie of the Year type seasons that gets you from normal to superstar, but he's a superstar dev. That's more than enough. Of course, Keon White, maybe we should have just started him. I don't know, but not really liking the way the team's progressing here, although I will say Milton Williams. I don't know. He's not even a finesse. I was like, maybe because of speed rusher or something. No, he's him. I don't know why he's going up so much, but I'll take it. I really need to get a dev up, though. I will say that. But team's looking okay. 86 overall. We just got to keep building. Drake May, $87 million. I think this is about a 54 per year type of guy. So if you do not do this, I think you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, as we usually say, and I just don't think it's worth it. So we're going to be losing all these players you see here in front of you. $70 million. I would not be comfortable spending more than 10 to 15, so likely going to be pretty weak in free agency again. The Patriots in real life, they did all the free agency shopping we needed. I just don't think we can afford much because of that. Kyle Hamilton's a free agent. In our Ravens rebuild, we were able to keep him and Linderbaum. We did lose Humphrey, though, so I can understand that. We didn't lose Bateman, though. How did we keep those players? I think we lost Stanley and Humphrey, but we were able to keep Hamilton, Linderbaum, and Bateman. So I mean, when you consider they lost all 5 of those guys, yeah, we did a pretty good job for ourselves, I think. Bateman, he's actually a pretty good player. It'd be interesting to bring him in, but I think Diggs is too good right now to really do that. Plus, on top of it, we could still end up grabbing wide receiver because, well, that's what we focus scouted. Ragnow is really good, but I don't really need a center, but I could move our center to guard. That could actually be a move. We'll have to see what kind of money if we can free up like 15, 20 million, I would not hate doing that. Also, Brazil's not bad either. I mean, has he even done anything though? Because he's only an 80 overall. Let's take a look. Stats: 4.5, 1.5, 4, 4. I don't like that. I don't like it. Move it on. Yeah, we'll potentially go for Ragnow. We'll have to see if we can save some money. There's got to be somebody, right? Because we haven't paid Drake May yet, and we only have 70 million. Somebody here is making more than they should, and we're gonna send them off. Okay, Duggar, that's a little bit, but not really at the same time. We'll release him, and I think that might be enough for me to be like, yeah, screw it, pull the trigger, get a better lineman. Because honestly, outside of Onwenu, you would have your line set. And he's a superstar. I'd be willing to do a 3-year, because at 34, I have seen some retirements. So let's see if he joins us. Oh, come on, dude. Every single time. Nobody wants to join us. 3 or 51. I mean, we have to pay a little bit more, but we do get him. Damn, son. 66.6. I mean, 55 of that should be good enough for Drake May, which I think is fun. All right, got pick 10 overall. I scouted edge because Harold Landry's on a 1-year deal, and he's, didn't have a great year. 82 overall. Probably should be even lower, to be honest. We should be regressing him even further. Got a couple of actually really good edge rushers. What about that right out? Ooh, about to say, other than Reed. Got a couple of round oneers. Pretty fast, both of them, too. 4.64. I think the other guy might have been even faster. I don't know if they're both going to be there, but we're going to slow sim it. Weldon, 1 overall. I did have him on my board. He looked pretty damn good. But, yeah, I don't. Even if he was there at number 10, I don't think I would have taken him. DeVoe at number 5. I can't. There's a couple of good pass rushers in here. I can't trade up for one. There's just no way. So, we kind of just wait it out, see what it's at. I mean, even that 2 to 3. I mean, at the end of the day, 2 to 3 is not a death sentence. That's still probably a, look at that speed of price, dude. That's hard to pass on. That's still probably a 70, 73 overall, somewhere in that range, and that's obviously still good enough to get hidden, and that's all that matters. Also, a top 5 in Pierce is still sitting there. Didn't get to scout him, of course. I kind of scouted the guys that were a little lesser known. Pierce is very interesting. Would not hate going for him, but got a lot of edge options. And like I said, I wouldn't hate Jack Reed either. Bunch of Bs, good speed, A finesse, B block shit. I mean, that doesn't look like a good player to you. It looks like a good player to me. Price could be a 75 overall normal. The Reed could be a 73 overall star. Who's better, you know? All right, we actually got a pretty good trade here. We moved down to 18 and get a second-round pick in the process. Dial and Caden Wallace with our first-round pick this year, a sixth-round pick this year, a fifth-round pick this year, and a sixth next. A lot of quantity stuff, but not a whole lot of quality. We do have a wide receiver as well. They traded up for a quarterback. They probably should have had to pay us more. Pierce goes 11. Price goes 12. I'd be willing to take wide receiver as well. A lot of edge rushers, and there is our wide receiver, Smart. Was it? Yeah, he was. He was the 20-year-old. There's still some other good wide receivers, but that would be the guy I would have taken. If we want to go Reed, we might have to go here. What about Bayless, actually? 6'2", 21, very athletic. A to C finesse. You assume A or B. So I'll go another couple of picks because, I mean, 2 to 3 still does kind of worry me a little bit. I trust 2 to 3 is hidden, though. I don't know why. I just do. We're going to go Jack Reed, 2 to 3. Hoping for 72 overall hidden. Come on. 55 true. I don't know if that's good or bad. Not great. Hidden Dev, like I said, 72 overall hidden. That's what I kind of projected. We'll see if we made the right call. Maybe price is like 75 normal. That'd be insane if we actually got it right. And then again, another cornerback. Doesn't look great, but he's a 2 to 3 with an A-man, B-zone, B-press, B-catch. He does look great. I don't know why I said that, but he doesn't look fast is what I meant to say. Pick 10 in the second round. If he's there, I'm going to take him. I think we're going to go Weber, and then maybe we go safety with the next pick, perhaps. True Talent 7 for Weber. And, of course, we've seen it a million times. Normal development trade. I think that's going to open the door for a Marcus Jones trade, though. I want this guy starting ASAP. I want him in the slot. And even though we're not even at that point yet, we're trading Marcus Jones off for a high fourth from the Panthers. Because realistically, looking at these safeties, unless it's Glenn Rice, I'm not really loving everyone. You know, I'm just going to straight up take Glenn Rice. I kind of like him. True Talent 11, and worth every pick. Worth every penny. I don't know what to do about Peppers, though. He's an 82 overall. If he needs a contract right now, I might trade off both of them. I might trade off another guy. He does need a contract. I mean, the penalty actually is, you know, we saved some money here. I can't imagine he's worth... You know what? He might just be a backup. I mean, what is he worth at 31 years old? A fifth-round pick, if you're lucky? I don't think I'm going to go that route. I think we're just going to keep him on the team, plays backup, something. We're going to start these guys. I think we're going to start these youngsters. There's another safety, dude. I might have to take another one. There is another safety, but they're slow safeties, right? 448 Massey. C-zone coverage. I mean, he looks good. I just don't like the way Best looked, but I can't just give up on him just yet. Also, DT, Sherrod Robinson's still there. Wasn't our best pick, but I'm going to take him. I think it looks good. 2 Bs hidden. Thank you very much. He'll be a starter for a guy we drafted last year who was not great. O-line's not even really a problem. I think linebacker might be a little bit bigger of an issue. Do we have any day 3 linemen? We do. Is Henry actually good? Because it's just future-proofing for Onwenu, who has a 2-year contract anyways. So, O-line, yeah, I do kind of want a lineman. We're just going to hope for the best with one of these linebackers. So we have Howard and Randall, both of them very fast. So those are going to be the 2, I think, that we focus on. But we will look at the others. And then we probably will trade up for a lineman because it would be nice to develop someone long-term. As I don't love these linemen. They're linebackers. I wonder, I was like, damn, their pass blocking and all that is unknown, really? I don't know who's better. Like, Randall seems a little smarter. I mean, I guess, what do we look at this left side? 6'2", 22, elite speed, good excel. Elite speed, great excel. I think Howard looks a little bit better. So Jimmy Howard's going to be our guy. 59 true. Hindev, I don't know if he actually was better, but he looks good to me. That is A-okay. It costs us a 5th round next year with a 7th this year to move up from 101, was that? I don't even know what it was. 107, I think it was. Childress goes, and our last lineman I kind of wanted to play tackle. You know, 6'4", a little heavy, 349 for a tackle, but 6'4", at least tall enough for it. Denzel Arthur, let's take a look. 62 true. Hindev, huge with 88 strength as well. Like that build a lot. And we're going to be trading this down, getting a 6 this year, or next year, and a 6 the following year from the Seahawks for the pick 14. They end up going running back. I mean, we're pretty much complete with our draft. There's not really much we could have done more, right? We got our edge. I guess wide receiver, but, Diggs is good for another season, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, we've done everything but wide receiver this offseason. Jack Reed, even higher than I thought, 74. We'll have to compare him to, Price and whatnot, but that trade down also added quite a bit. 81 finesse, 76 block shed. That's going to be really hard not to start him over Harold Landry. I think he might just get the start, to be honest. 52, start Ev. I mean, he just has way more potential, right? Justin Weber, he'll be our new corner 3. Normal dev, which sucks, but 81 man, 75 zone, great. Take a look at our next player, 76 overall, Glenn Rice, automatic starter as well, with Jabril being a backup everywhere, which I think works out well. More depth, why not? Maybe get a little bit lucky too. Nope, unfortunately, star dev, but still, I mean, hidden dev is better than not hidden dev, I suppose. What else do we have? Robinson, Sherrod Robinson, another low overall IDL, but he does have good potential because he's hidden. Maybe we'll get lucky here. This would be the one player I'd really like to get lucky with. That sounds sus. Star dev, because we were kind of struggling IDL. Howard, though, 73 overall hidden. We've had plenty of success with normal guys, so it really didn't matter too much to me whether he was hidden or just normal, but it's nice. We'll take it. It's helpful. Star dev, weird wearing number 95, so we're going to drop him down, 45 is pretty cool. And then the final player, left guard, now I bet, soon to be right tackle, Denzel Arthur, better finesse blocker, so it makes sense that he would be a tackle, even though he's a little on the heavier side, I suppose. But we've seen, this team knows well about those big tackles that can get it done, so that's perfectly fine. Let's take a look at the draft. We obviously had a couple of options. The number 1, for sure, would have been Price, who went 12th overall to the Niners. I was wrong. And he's also 77 overall. Very bad block shot, but 82 finesse. Super athlete. Great strength. 77 overall. Much better than we were talking about. Let's see what his dev is. Star dev. Okay, I don't hate it, though. And then instead of Reed, we could have went Bayless. Was that actually the guy we were... I think that was the direct guy we were going to look at. Faster, so... Definitely arguably better than our guy, but for a Madden rebuild, our guy does have better block shed, so might be better for our guy. Either way, Edge was pretty good in this one, and I don't think you could really be too mad with how things went. Wow. The final player we're going to look at, 78 overall, Devontae Hood, 81 zone coverage. Yeah, we maybe made a mistake. What's that dev looking like? Star dev, but he is ridiculous. We're going to be trading Jalen Polk, and Javon Baker, the two kind of same class wide receivers, to the Bears for a third-round pick. They actually offered us a third-round pick and a Loveland, and I was like, yeah, that's a little too rich. But obviously you can see with the talent we have on this wide receiver room, there's no point in keeping those two around. We have a perfect top 3, and then, Bayless doesn't even get to play 99 speed and all. Here we go, Season 3. Some improvements, specifically to the offensive line. A brand new center in Frank Ragnow, 93 overall. I will say some of these other guys like Riley didn't go up as quickly as I thought. 78 overall. Would have thought with that dev, would have been much higher than that right out the gate, but didn't really have a good season, so I guess it does make sense. The rest of the team, we need a wide receiver going forward, maybe a tackle, but we got Arthur kind of waiting in the mix, and yeah, the offense looks pretty much built. Just need a couple seasons to keep developing. Defensively, a lot of blue. A lot of blue last year, not so much blue this year, a lot of it. Milton Williams, if he can get a dev up, that'd be awesome. But corners, Weber, kind of the primed corner 2 of the future. Rice, already the same overall as Best, but a higher dev, so expect great things from him. Howard, maybe Rookie of the Year. Reed, maybe Rookie of the Year, going to start over Landry, even though he's an 82 overall. Reed just has a higher ceiling. So yeah, continuing to try to get this team young, and I think we've got pretty much everything set now. $130-40 million, obviously a lot of that's going to go to Drake May, but... or not, I guess. $36 million per year. That's actually... I'm going to do at least 40, dude. Like, what is that? 5-year, 200. $40 million per year is actually pretty good. Diggs, I don't think we'll keep him, but you never know if he doesn't regress too hard. Carlton Davis, same situation. Don't want to pay him just yet, though, in case he drops to, like, 80 or something. The rest... a lot of older guys, just a lot of older players that are just not going to be worth it long term. Also, who is Richard? He's a star dev guy. I'm willing to, throw a little money his way. 7-year with a guarantee of, I don't know, it's a little over $1 million guaranteed, right? So, I mean, fair enough. I think I would take that if I'm him. Well, obviously I would take that. I think any one of us would take that. But, yeah, $97 million. I mean, there's some veterans here that might be worth it, like Landry. Let's do this contract now because I think he'll definitely be worth it. Not sure what's going on with the money in this one. A lot of cheap players comparatively. I wonder if we win this game, if we will actually have the bye week. We do not. We win, but the Bills still take the division, and not the bye week. I meant the division itself. They take the division. We're at 12-5. They're at 12-5, but we are now the 5 seed, but they're the 3rd seed. So kind of a weird situation. Usually when you're kind of fighting for the number 1 seed on your team in your division, I keep saying number 1 seed. You're fighting for the division by a game. Usually it's either one team makes the playoffs just barely and the other one's out. Not typically that one's the 3 and the 5 seed. It's usually there's a pretty big gap between the two, but not this time. Of course, the Jaguars at 10-7 are going to be the opponent for us in the playoffs here, as we are looking to maybe do some damage a little earlier than we thought. As you can see, really good finish. 5 of 7 games he won, which is pretty good. And then let's take a look at the stats. Don't see any of our guys on the list, unfortunately, but you never know. Could be like some defenders. Jeromepkr, 3,900 yards, 36 touchdowns, 12 picks. Pretty good performances. Performance. Barden, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, about 1,050 actually. 3.7 yards per carry, though. Still really low yards per carry. Diggs, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Bonner, 1,000 yards with 12 touchdowns. Diggs finally kind of putting the yards per carry catch up there a little bit. Douglas, decent in the slot. Riley, still kind of struggling, but that's just the scheme. That's just how it is. Offensive line actually playing a bit better. Connerly, I know 9 sacks allowed is not great, but it's a lot better than what he did have last season. Edge, still not impressed. 10.5 for Carter's good. Williams, 7 is decent. 18 tackles for loss could be enough for a dev up. Robinson, great tackles for loss, but Reed, 4.5, really disappointing. Interceptions, Howard, 3. Rice, 2, 2, 2, 1. Kicking, a little bit better. Behringer, he's okay. Nothing really special. Bonner, didn't even know he was the special teamer. Gets a punt return touchdown for enough. Josh Allen is your league MVP. Anything at all? Rookie of the year, please. Howard will take it every time. The off-ball linebacker winning a freaking Rookie of the Year award for the user team. I mean, is there a better combination in the world? Ravel, best DB as well. Very interesting. But here we are, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. 10-7. We're higher overall, but we are on the road. Going to the end of the game, the Jaguars taking off very quickly. 7 points, and then another 7. It's 14-0. 21-0. 21-0. This offense has done nothing so far. Finally a score, and they can't even hit the extra point. 28-6. Such a different feel, right? Our Patriots franchise. Oh, hold on for a moment there, but then they choked. Patriots franchise, we can't lose. You can't pay us to lose. It's so easy for us. Here, can't even get some points, let alone a win against the Jaguars. 28-14, we get smoked. Get absolutely taken care of. Pick from Drake May, and the run game was terrible. Can Barden please just play like a real player? Like, Stefon Diggs is being completely wasted here. Like, we actually had a pretty good season with him, and it just sucked. Milton Williams, pretty good game, though. Carter, really good game, too. And unfortunately, just offense is horrible. Defense wasn't much better, mind you, but the offense was just despicable. Ravens, Eagles, so just like our other one, Ravens, bunch of Super Bowls, just have they won one? That's the thing. They win one this time. Didn't win one against the Cowboys, but they won it this time. NFC East again. But let's take a look at our dev-ups if we had any, which none on offense. Diggs also, like we talked about, just straight up retires at 34. Just straight up retires. He's gone. Douglas is now wide receiver 2. We still focus wide receiver in the scouting because kind of felt like something like this could happen. Defensively, Reed still star dev. Carlton Davis does regress, but he goes to superstar. Didn't even realize these guys look exactly the same. Can't believe I just didn't notice that. Rice is an 80 overall. Best has gone up 2 overalls in 2 seasons. Lovely. XP sliders are too high, though, right? As far as the D-line, Robinson, 79 overall. But yeah, Howard, superstar. We'll love it. Winning Rookie of the Year is massive. Without Rookie of the Year, XP sliders need to go up another 50%. That's all I could say. 88 overall, though. Made a playoffs. Don't love how we played, though. And then, of course, the retirement of Stefon Diggs. a little early. A little early, unfortunately. As there he is, 13 years. I can't believe he retired at 34, I think it is. Pretty sure he's 34 here. Tough. Real tough. Maybe there's a free agent wide receiver because we have $110 million, $111 million actually. Carter, it's going to cost more than that, so you might as well do the fifth-year option. Davis, I wouldn't hate a corner 3, so 1 year 6. I mean, that's pretty cheap for a great player. Peppers, he'll be gone, unfortunately. All these guys sadly be gone. Maybe Milton in real life you keep, so we'll do a realistic move for once. 2 year 8 for a guy that knows the system. Got a strong arm, so why wouldn't I? And yeah, that's pretty much it. $101 million, though. Might be able to land ourselves a decent little free agent. Hopefully a wide receiver. This is usually when the Lions start to lose all their players. Jahmyr Gibbs, not even a superstar. Is he not superstar by base? Ladd McConkey, oh Lord. They're going to make me act up. They're going to make me do it. To be fair, we don't really need much outside of arguably corner and wide receiver. It's going to be a tough one. I mean, that's going to be hard not to go for McConkey. The problem is, he doesn't want to be here. Anything we can do to change it? No. We cannot. So, likely going to be sitting on like $100 million, which is just crazy, but we'll see. We'll try to make a play. We have the highest offer. Anyone else? We could use we don't really need O-line. We're kind of chilling. Could use a corner, though, like we talked about. Still 89 speed, 83 man, 93 zone. Get a bit better of a man corner in Arnold. Problem is still, he's more interested in joining us. Arnold, I mean, a lot of times I get Arnold, I don't even start him, so he would start here for us for sure. 3 year 33. What are we looking at? Okay, I mean, let's see if we can get him. We got one. Oh, there's no way we get McConkey. Every time they take longer to decide. Yeah, every single time they decide longer, we don't get them. We offer more money. We're a better team. Doesn't matter. But hey, we got Terrion Arnold. That's pretty cool, I suppose. But yeah, a little disappointed. It would have been such a shortcut. Instead, we're right back in the draft looking for a wide receiver. All right, so we're in the draft with pick 23. There is a really solid-looking wide receiver in a top 5, Sean Waters, A-catch, B-deep. Pretty fast for a 6'3" dude, but more importantly, just has that top 5 talent grade. Like we said, before the season started, we were going to be focusing on wide receivers because we were expecting to lose. Well, I mean, we expected to lose Diggs because of regression, not retirement. Some other options like Barton maybe, Pierman maybe. I mean, even Elliott a little bit later at 6'3". Also not super fast, though. He actually is fast. Who was I thinking that wasn't fast? But a real funny one is this safety who's trolling me into saying things that I don't want to say. Good old Mac Hunt. Nice. I mean, he's big. He's 6'3". Mac Hunt is big. I mean, it's massive. I mean, not the fastest, but gets the job done. Not the best for man coverage, but okay zone. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, I don't love Mac Hunt, but he's good. It's all right. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I want to do here because obviously top 5 is top 5. You're pretty much guaranteed 77 overall. Could be a normal dev for sure, but you're guaranteed a 77 overall, 76, 77 overall. It's kind of hard to pass on that, but at the same time, at 23, it's kind of hard to get up into that spot to draft someone like that. So if we can't get Waters, okay, yeah, number 4. I was thinking maybe pick 8, but yeah, pick 4. That's a bit steep. We can't really pull that off, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean that we're not able to get a different wide receiver. Barton already went at 11, dude. Oh, my God. These wide receivers are gone. Dixon also 6'3". Dixon's pretty good, too. He's a little on the slower side, just like Bonner. I feel like you would want someone different. What are these names, by the way? Mac Hunt, Dixon, Bonner, Firth. It's very close to Girth. Oh, my Lord. What is even happening? Like, it's just trolls at this rate. I really want Elliott, but I don't want to trade up that high to get him. Ah, man. What do you do? 16? I'm going to go to 16 for him, I think. Trade a first, a third, and Savania to the Steelers for pick 16, which is, of course, going to be the wide receiver, Elliott. A lot of wide receivers going in this top 16, so hoping Elliott is that guy. Very raw ratings, I'll admit, but it says round 1 talent. He's decently fast. It says 18 true. He's hidden. I mean, I would have never in a million years thought he was like a decent player. That is just not a player I would have expected. It is a pretty good class, though, so maybe that's a part of it. Wow, all the safeties actually went. That is not a common thing to see. Do have some defensive tackles, though, which are another sort of positional need down the line. So I guess Jack Barkley is going to be the pick. 82 true, hidden dev. All right, I don't know if that's going to do much for us. I don't think he's going to start, but we've got some future-proofing in there, I suppose. Linebacker is perfectly fine, so, I mean, if anything, maybe another offensive lineman. Stallings, Damian Stallings, pick 11 in the third. 22 true. Ooh, that was a bad pick. That sucks. Wakefield's there. He's got a B, man. He's okay speed. 72 true talent, normal dev. I mean, he's an okay player. He's nothing special, but it's the late fourth. What do you expect? Then we take a random fast wide receiver, Frank Mallard, 93 speed, 97 XL. If he could flip those, he'd be really elite. And then for the memes, we actually land a decent fullback, 59 true talent, Casey Green. Let's take a look at that draft recap. I mean, none of these guys are starters other than the wide receiver, so not really that spectacular of a class, but I want to see pick 4 overall wide receiver, how much better he was than Elliott, if at all. Elliott could be, superstar X Factor, something like that. But he's a little raw, kind of expected with the potentials, but also has some pretty damn good ratings in there as well. Star dev definitely can be beat, so basically impossible to be, worse than him at this rate if you're, that wide receiver 4 overall. Jack Barkley, 6'3", 300. Not terrible. I don't even know what position we'd have him play in the future. Probably, I guess, DT. I don't know. We don't really have a great nose tackle type. Barmore's like 310, but everyone else is pretty small. And then offensive lineman, yeah, he's hidden. No, he's normal, actually. What am I even thinking? Normal dev, Stallings. Finesse type, definitely a bit of a weird build. And then, the rest, who cares about? I want to see that wide receiver from the Jets, division rival. 76 overall, so not really that great. Normal dev. Wow, that is one of the worst top 5s I've ever seen. Because not only is he normal dev, which really sucks, but he was like 76 overall, which means it was kind of a weaker class. He must have been like literally 5 of the top 5. That hurts for them. Obviously, for us, we kind of dodged a massive bullet because not only would we have had the worst player overall between the two, but it would have cost us, quite a bit to get there. Barton would have probably been the guy I would have chose between him and Elliott if I had the choice, and I would have been chosen wrong. Barton was normal dev as well. Wow, okay, so a lot of really good wide receivers here, but Elliott, who we took a lot later, well, maybe not a lot later, but later than the others, turned out to be kind of the best. Impressive. It is season number 4, and while we are resetting at wide receiver, we are pretty much near the top of what's physically possible for this team. I know we got a lot of money, but there are some contracts that are going to be coming up here, and it's going to get kind of ugly, but we got Terrion Arnold. There's our corner, 286 overall. Kind of almost like the addition of Carlton Davis that they actually had to start this rebuild, but a little bit better and a little bit higher ceiling, slightly. But yeah, this team, really just hoping Carter can pull off some magic, because this team is just good enough, I think, with Gonzalez and Carter and, the IDL to probably win some playoff games, maybe even win a Super Bowl, but it's not a guaranteed thing. It's not even close to for sure, but there is that potential. Let's see if they can do it. $138 million. Connerly needs a contract valued about $20 million per. At 85 overall, I can probably get that done. Barmore, we'll see if there's a regression. Milton Williams, we talked about it. I wasn't 100% sure, but can definitely afford these guys. Just will we want to? Some regressions in there. I think on Wenu, he might be on his way out, depending on how he's playing, of course. We did last time. He played too well to be let go, no matter what that ceiling looks like. And, of course, Bonner already needs a contract. I feel like that was like 2 seasons ago. Are you serious? Oh, my Lord, with these fifth-year options coming up already. But, yeah, we can afford everybody. It's just, what are they going to look like by the end of the year with the potential regressions? Because they're all, 29, 30 years old. On Wenu also having his worst season yet. Not very good timing, I will admit. But I think Connerly at this point, with the idea that we are likely going to be letting go of Onwenu, it makes more sense than ever. Sign him to under $20 million per year as, a young 85 overall left tackle. That's really good. So love that draft pick for us. He's getting better as the seasons go on, I think. But we'll see what Milton and Barmore. I think Milton's a little different because he's a little higher of an overall. So his farthest drop off would be like 84, which is still usable. Don't want to wait last second for a guy that's red interest because, well, if you don't get him on that one go, you have to tag him or you lose him forever, which is, I mean, that tag is going to be like 200% what you're paying pretty much. But Barmore at that, overall, I would be down to bring him back. So we'll see. As long as he's around that overall, we'll get him back in here. The choke has been real. Are we even going to make the playoffs? Finally, we win. Oh my God, we were 8-4. We finished the season 10-7. The Dolphins 6 seed at 10-7. I mean, a bunch of 10-7s in this division, but like, oh my Lord, please. Could we stop with the sells? I mean, obviously a terrible start of the season, really good middle, and then, you lose 3 of the last 4. I mean, would we have actually missed the playoffs if we would have lost that? Was there there was one 9-8, but obviously the Titans and Texans are both 9-8, and they would have missed. I mean, they did miss. Jesus, team, dude. Like, on edge. Drake May, 39 touchdowns, 3,991 yards. Really good stuff. Picks 14. It's okay. Barden has been so bad, though. He's almost a 90 overall, and he's been useless. Oh, my God, dude. At this point, like, it's just like, why? Like, how could you be so bad? And then Elliott, just under 1,000 yards, almost 20 touchdowns, though. Bonner was like, I don't understand what the program's about here. I'm going to still just put up my yards. Elliott, though, automatic superstar, which is great. Douglas actually a pretty good season there, too. Riley, not even that bad. Same scheme and everything. Connerly, 11 sacks allowed on Wenu, 9. His worst season yet. Pass rush, a bunch of double-digiters. 12.5 for Reed, 12 for Carter, 10.5 for Robinson. Pick 6 for Gonzalez, 5 for Arnold, 3 for Galloway, and best 1 for Weber and 1 for Davis. Haynes, huge regression here as he goes from, I think it was like 78% and then into 80 and, back down to 68. Punting, of course, Behringer has been very good. Yearly awards, Mahomes wins MVP. We should win Rookie of the Year with Elliott, which we do. Sprinkle on the defensive side of the ball. Actually, one of the corners we had on our list wins Rookie of the Year. Oh, I can't believe this team, though. Like, just barely holding on. Got a bunch of linebackers in the top 10. And, yeah, DB number 2. Really good season, nonetheless. Let's head into this wildcard round where, of course, we're on the road going against the freaking division rival Bills, who are basically impossible to score against. Also, with Joey Bosa, maybe we have to do a Bills rebuild soon, too. Although I will say, people don't really like the rebuilds where you're rebuilding, if you want to call it that, really good team, which I understand. It's just, I kind of want to cross all the T's, dot all the I's. If I'm, a Ravens fan, a Bills fan, whatever, I want to see a rebuild on my team. I want to see my team talked about, once in a while, as we're just choking unbelievably hard here. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how much we're charging for this, but, yeah. Okay, thankfully the clock didn't run, but, yeah, the service we're providing with this chokage, man, it's something. Bayless, really good throw to the 10-yard line. Of course, maybe just a little used to the release of Drake May. Just a little bit, maybe. I really don't. Well, actually, that zig is kind of, it's kind of zone coverage, isn't it? Got 3 timeouts, though. We can set something up. That is a pretty good setup for Douglas to the 3. Could run the ball. I like stick. I don't like the inside shade there, though. Wide open running back to the outside, and there is the touchdown. Oh, I really don't trust the freaking defense. Like, obviously, I trust it here, but overtime, I don't know. Damn, this is a lot to ask for. Screw it. Tight end, open, gets it converted. Barring a miracle, we're headed to the divisional round, beating our division rivals. I think you just don't leave it up to chance. Yes, you can lose right there, and I'd say people watching, you'd rather have the OT because you get a little more playoff football, but going on the road against your division rival, I think you got to go for the jugular, and it worked out this time. Definitely far from working out every time. A lot of times this backfires on us, but I'd like to think it goes well for us more often than not, right? And that's what matters. The analytics of, does it work out more often than it not work out? And that, I think, is factual. Drake May incompletion percentage was just horrible. And that's what we call it, incompletion percentage, because it was so bad. Josh Allen, though, 2 interceptions. Technically a bigger sell, almost. Rushing, both running backs weren't great, but Barden was better. Just didn't get that many attempts to, really shine. Receivers, Really not much going on here at all. I mean, just really bad passing numbers. The offense in general, really bad stuff. Defense, though, 3 for Carter, 2.5 for Reed, 1 for Barkley, a half for Weber, half for Best, half for Robinson. The difference in this one, seemingly the pass rush between the two teams. Both safeties, though, even though Clark's a backup, getting interceptions. And their kicker missed 2 kicks. Literally any field goal hit at all would have won them that game. That is crazy bad. And another division rival matchup. Who do the Dolphins beat, though? Because this is not a team that gets deep in the playoffs, in my opinion, at least usually. The Dolphins faced the Ravens and won by 7. We're the Chiefs. Chiefs lost as well. I'm not saying this is like a cupcake run, but you got the Jaguars and the Chargers on the other side, and, you know, we played... Well, I guess we had to play the Bills. Bills are tough. Yeah, not really a cupcake run at all, but we're at home for this one, our last home game, if we're even to win, you know, most likely, right? I don't know what the other team's seed was, but likely. So let's see. Let's make it count at home, get to the championship round. But hey, ultimately we won a playoff game. That's great progress as we're getting smoked like we did the first playoff game we played last season. 21-3 or the season, last season. 21-10. His offense is really struggling to move the ball right now. Like, really badly. A touchdown with a 2-point. Down by 3. Defense got to make a stop. 3rd and 10. 4th and 7. 6-point game with 7 minutes left. A touchdown would give us the lead, and they do it. 4 minutes left. Defense on 4th and inches. What are they going to do? They're going to punt the ball. As we're going to see an almost really good return. Really good start on the run. Barden. 3rd and 7 conversion. 2-minute warning. At midfield, 3rd and 6. I forgot we could just clock the game. I was like, wait, field goal from that long? No, we just won the game by wasting the clock. And I didn't even realize that, we were up by 1 because they hit 2 field goals. Not a touchdown. Wow. Okay, that threw me off so hard. I completely forgot we were literally able to hold on for the win. Thankfully, I wasn't technically in charge there. Drake May, pretty good performance. That pick sucks, but what can you do, A-Chain? Not great. 7 for 15. I mean, Barden not much better, but still better without a doubt. Receiving Elliott, once again, almost the exact passing/receiving numbers from last week. Just for him alone this week. Bonner was great. Douglas had a couple of plays. Take a look at the defense. Pass rush, Walter Nolan, Chop Robinson, Landon Jackson. They were actually really good on the pass rush department. We had a couple of plays, but nothing crazy. Jalen Ramsey with a pick. Haynes, I know it's a block kick, but please stop selling. These field goal misses this year are a little absurd. Not as bad as McLaughlin last week, though, I'll tell you that. To lose a playoff game because your kicker missed 2 field goals, I mean, even if they're in the 50s, that's hard to overcome, but the Jaguars, okay. But when it's not in the 50s, like if it's like the 30s, 40 range, that would be painful. Jaguars, of course, were the number 1 seed, so they didn't have to play. Ended up taking on the Chargers, winning by 10. I don't hate this matchup. Could you imagine the Bears made the Super Bowl, though, instead of the Eagles? And that was the team, if we win this, we had to face to win a Super Bowl. That'd be crazy. But once again, back on the road. I actually kind of prefer it, to be honest. Winner is in the Super Bowl. Come on, Patriots. Every time, dude, we give up the scores so early and so often. It's 21-0 right now. Man, this team, I don't know why they get off to such a bad start, but then, they climb into the second half and, they're back in it. 11-point game, a touchdown would, make it a 1-possessioner again, but in a better state. You get the touchdown, you get the 2-point, it's a 3-point game. 4th quarter, defense not really playing well here as Jacksonville will get slowed down, though, enough. It's a 6-point game, and unfortunately, Drake May might have just thrown the game away. A touchdown for them. It's a 12-pointer now. We get down the field. You got to get 1 stop. 5-point difference. 3rd and 2. 2nd and 3rd and 6. All the marbles. Even then, it might be over. If this clock is running, it might be over. It's not running. It's going to still require a miracle. Bringing the blitz. I mean, do you go for the jugular if the Jaguars? I mean, I would. And he runs right into trouble. Fumbles the ball. A recovery. Scoop. And not score. Call me crazy. I think you got to get some of these timeouts off. Timeouts, clock, whatever. I think that's too much time. And I get it. You can go for the 2-point conversion, whatever. Make it a 3-point game. I don't agree with it. I mean, look at them. They're purposefully trying to let us score. They're not going to waste a timeout here. That's a really interesting decision is now the clock's really running. I suspect a timeout wasted here, though. They want to keep all 3 timeouts. I mean, if we score a touchdown here, it's a genius move, no matter how you want to look at it, because they would have no time, still get the same result. I believe in this O-line. And we're going to get in there. I mean, we wasted as much clock as we physically could there. I mean, I really like this run. I mean, I think this team is doing a pretty good job here. This 2-point conversion is massive. Could be the decider. And they completely swamp us. They seem to play 3 times in a row. That decision, it was a crazy one. 48-yard line. They have no timeouts. I don't know what the situation is here, though. I just know this team is somehow going to give it up. They just need 10. Like, they really just need about 10 yards. That tight end's wide open, and they throw it away again. This time it's going to be a Hail Mary, I think. On a crazy little comeback again, mind you, to decide who is in the Super Bowl. Come on, Jaguars. You don't have a miracle in you, do you? You don't have a miracle in you, do you? It's going to take a chance. It's 1-on-2, 1-on-3. Swatted. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Wow, what a comeback. This team's gutsy, though. I got to give it to them. Really frustrating how they start every single time with like a 14-point deficit, but they always find a way to come back. They always find a way. They are never done until that clock strikes 0. Let's take a look at these numbers as once again Drake May gets outperformed by the opposing team's quarterback every single time. Barton with 2 touchdowns, but not really great yards per carry. Bonner, been solid. Douglas, pretty good. Elliott, a couple plays. Pass rush, I mean, it's okay. Nothing crazy. And then Bishop with that interception, which honestly was almost enough to win the game alone. And to no one's shock, the Eagles will make the Super Bowl here. Let's see who they had to beat. I didn't even see their record, but probably the number 1 seed on that side. They were. They did not have to play a game. Then they had to play a game. The Cardinals, then the Bears. I don't want to call anyone cupcake wins and whatnot, but as far as a cupcake schedule goes, that is probably the cream of the crop. The Cardinals and the Bears, dude. I mean, that's so easy. Let's take a look at the dev-ups. Elliott goes a superstar to no one's surprise. May still star dev, which is really disappointing, but Elliott, 84 overall. Not quite the glow up we've seen from Bonner, but good enough to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not quite 1,000 yards, but a good season nonetheless, of course. And then defensively, we see Reed goes to superstar, which is great. Gonzalez also to superstar, which is awesome. Best not going to superstars to star anyways. Bit disappointing. Obviously, the safety is just, it's not really working out. It just hasn't worked out. Might be what we, I focus on in the draft, but might be what we focus on when actually drafting. And then Gonzalez, only 26, but still a pretty big dev up. Gets to superstar, gets some abilities. Great corner for us, and here it is, 91 overall for all the marbles. Would also love to see Milton go up in dev, but didn't. All the marbles against an equally rated Eagles team for the Super Bowl revenge. All right, going to the end of the game. We get a stop, and then we try to drive down, but it's just like ding, 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 ding. Just like the tiniest yardages you could ever ask for. But here they are right before half, putting up some crazy points. Up 11, 28-10 now. The defense on another level right now. The Eagles finally get some more points, but it's too late. The Patriots, with their revenge, will win 31-17. Yeah, I mean, just like that first quarter into the early portion of the second, it's just, they're barely moving the ball. It's like 1 run for 3 yards, 1 run for 2 yards, 1 run for 3 yards, and it's like, go for it for another 2 yards. The offense was horrible, and then, the defense set them up, it seemed, with some short fields, and they took advantage of those. They got some scores in there, but really, it looked like we were about to get dogged on. I mean, this is one of the weakest playoff runs I've ever seen. Like, just absolutely weak. Not even the craziest of opponents, but just really not great performances. I mean, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, we barely won that game. And Jalen Hurts threw 5 interceptions. It's one of the worst playoff performances I've ever seen. And yet Drake May was trying to one-up him. 47% completion percentage from Drake May. And he was the winning guy. I mean, who's the Super Bowl MVP? Elliott, or maybe if somebody had multiple picks? Weber, definitely, in my opinion. What a joke. This team, man, they just don't know how to win. I mean, we got a Super Bowl win, so I can't complain, but man, they do it so ungracefully. Like, they stumbled over that Super Bowl win. They're going up to the commissioner to get the trophy and just tripped down the podium. Oh my, I want to see who won Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, corner Justin Weber. I mean, for a corner to win MVP of the Super Bowl, I mean, you need a lot to happen, and I guess in this one, didn't take much. You could have had the receiver as well, had 2 touchdowns, but still, I think that was the right call. Drake May, 91 overall, was honestly, for the most part, carried throughout that thing. That was pretty despicable. It was a pretty awful run, but it ended up in a Super Bowl victory one, so who can complain? Barden, he's been terrible throughout. I mean, this is unbelievable. How could you be like a decent player, drafted as such a high true talent? You haven't even had a single 4 yards per carry or higher season through 3 years. That is abysmal. Talk about a draft bust. Then we take a look at Bonner, 92 overall Bonner, who, had that rookie of the year, 87 overall straight away. He's super balanced, super great. This guy's a freak. He's honestly really good. His speed isn't the best, but the guy can run a route, and he can definitely catch the ball. Stefon Elliott, a little bit faster, 92 speed, 92 excel. Short route release, not the best, but still getting there. Still obviously super young, technically his rookie year still. Then we move over to Demario Douglas, our Patriots franchise that we actually play already higher than him. Well, I would say already, but, kind of similar ratings, but higher than him while being older than him. So, very good stuff there. Another year 4 magical season, by the way. That's not what I wanted to look at, but since we're here, Mike Onwenu going to get a super rare 30-plus-year-old offensive lineman stat check. Riley, 86 overall, the big tight end, 6'5", 86 speed. Catching's great, route running's amazing. Just another one of your run-of-the-mill, solid framed, decently fast, 0 deep route tight ends. O-line, obviously, I don't want to look at all of them, but I do want to see Connerly, obviously, for very smart and, well, I would say obvious reasons, but I said that word a few times. 87 overall, amazing finesse blocker. Base ratings are great. He's just not very good as a power blocker, unfortunately, but as far as what a tackle is good for and what they're mainly used for, I don't hate it. Definitely don't hate it. Defensively, Mr. Glenn Rice, 84 overall, 6'1", 216. Great zone coverage, okay man coverage, great speed. Obviously, the type of safety we're looking for. Whereas the other side of him, Mr. Best, not his best. Already 25 years old, normal dev still, 80 zone. Barely went up in general, overall-wise, I'm pretty sure. But looking for a replacement for him for sure. Then you look at the linebackers, Abdul Carter, almost a 99 overall. Came out swinging, never looked back. 16.5 sacks, rookie year, I believe. And look at him now. Almost 99 power and finesse move. Good block shed. Super smart player. Obviously athletic. Just a great player. Just a great player. For the most part, had some pretty consistent seasons. And then Reed, obviously superstar dev, which is awesome. Edge is set for the longest time. Power and finesse are great. Speed's not the best, but faster than some of those Bosa boys. And those guys, pretty damn good players, let me tell you. Middle linebacker, Galloway kind of stole the job and really ain't giving it back. He's just like, that's mine. Belongs to me, dude. I don't know what you want from me. And then, of course, looking at the other linebacker, Mr. Howard. Actually, no, Howard is the younger one. I literally mixed them up because I forgot to change their looks. They have the exact same freaking face card. That's kind of funny, though, so it's absolutely totally worth it. Cornerback, Mr. Christian Gonzalez, 95 overall, superstar. Great press man corner. Not quite as good as our Patriots franchise that we actually play in, but nonetheless, still a really good player. Corner 2, even though we really didn't develop him. We'll take a look at Terrion Arnold. 88 overall, great man. Solid press. Great play rec, and good catching, good zone, all that stuff. Not really surprised or surprising to anyone. Weber, would have loved to see him go up in dev just for even rookie of the year, not rookie of the year, Super Bowl MVP, but doesn't. That's something they should definitely add to the game as well. Super Bowl MVP gets the dev up. Most of the time it's going to be a player that's already high dev anyways, but still, it's kind of a nice little bonus. Why not? Kind of makes you wonder, who got it? But Sherrod Robinson, 93 or 96 power move, actually, the +3 to morale. Very good, very one-sided, obviously, and there's some things to be desired in there, but overall, he's a good player. Those are the kind of ratings I'd be looking at, and those are the ones they gave him. Milton Williams, really good power move. Honestly, ended up a better player than I would have thought. Most of the time, before this year in Madden, Milton was a guy you could trade easily for. Always goes to free agency, always on the trade block. But here, actually a sought-after commodity. Christian Barmore, 85 overall. Once again, if we could afford him for, we could afford him, but if he's a decent overall, you would re-sign him, so no problems there. And then special teamers. Haynes was looking really good, and then he took a massive step back, but still going to be our kicker for the at least short foreseeable future. Anyways, that is going to be it for this one. Once again, let me know in the comment section below which team you'd like to see rebuilt next. We could do that, Russell Wilson, New York Giants rebuild. Kind of want to see when the last Giants rebuild we did was. I don't think it was that long ago, though. I think it was really recently, so I don't know if we're actually even going to do it. Maybe if we're really hard stuck on ideas, because we've kind of run through a lot of the teams. Not all of them. I know we still got some, other teams like the Cardinals and, the aftermath of the Niners. And there's some other teams that gained some players. But for the most part, we've taken care of a lot of the main ones, if you will. If it comes down to it and we're not doing maybe challenge rebuilds before the draft happens, we could probably do the Giants with Russell Wilson. We'll see. Anyways, though, like I said, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate continued support of the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Would have seen in It Takes Two Part 2 if you're interested in that. Once again, I think it's a series that I wouldn't say slept on, because I just started it, and of course it was a super huge co-op hit, so there's no real slept on in anything, but that channel in general, a little slept on, and I think we have a lot of fun over there for some of you guys have checked it out. I get it, though. Not everyone's into non-Madden or just those types of games anyways. There's some people just despise single-player games or those types of kind of co-op or story-driven games. I get it. Or you're like, I can't hear you yap for more. You've already yapped an hour a day pretty much to us. I can't handle another hour. I get that too, but maybe give it a chance. All right? I think it's pretty funny, and it's a bit more raunchy, if you will. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Suggest what team you want to see next, like I said, and that's going to be that. Don't know if there'll be anything tomorrow or even later today on the second channel. Could be. Definitely could be, but check it out. Regardless, we'll be back at some point, at least on Saturday, at the least. Regardless, thanks for watching. I'll let you guys come back for the next video, but until next video, see ya. But anyways, as always, appreciate all of you members of the channel. Truly do. If you're not a member yet and you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button next to the subscribe button down below, and all the details shall be in there. Of course, we have members exclusive rebuilds, so check those out, whether you're already a member already and you didn't know that, which I think you do. Or you're thinking about becoming one. Those are some of the things. Anyways, member or not, appreciate y'all for watching, and see ya. Little Michael Jackson, see ya.